I'm going to show you how to remove a car door, driver's side or passenger side, on a Chrysler 300. It is the same as a Dodge Magnum, and removing the door is similar to many other vehicles. These are some of the tools you might use: a torque wrench, breaker bar, ratchet, 13mm socket, deep and a short 13mm, possibly an extension, or some vehicles use a T50 Torx bit. You'll also need a lifting device or holding device, such as a jack or stand, to hold up the door to support the weight once you take off the door. There are 4 bolts you need to remove. One here, one there, one there, and one right there. Notice that the studs, these stems right here, are on the ones on the very bottom, and the other ones on the very top. Regardless, you'll be using a 13mm socket to remove this. Right here, go ahead and pull it off. Might have to use a prying piece. Then go ahead and pull this out. I'm using a door trim pry tool. You can use that. Just slowly push it out on all sides. Flat tip screwdriver, and then if my hands don't wiggle it free. There we go. And there you can get to the clips on the back and unpull. Just squeeze right here and pull it out. You need 2 hands, but it's very easy to pull it out. There's the other clip. Pull that one out. Oh, it's right there. Just push that, pull it out. Put a flat tip on it and just push it out. I was finally able to pry this open. I used a flat tip. It took me a long time. In fact, this was the hardest part to remove. Put your 13mm socket on here and a breaker bar. The other one is right down here. Same thing, 13mm breaker bar. Once both bolts are loose, switch to a smaller ratchet. There's another bolt here. And there's one down here. Screw these. Because the door's getting looser. So make sure it's nice and supported. Took the screw off there. I'm going to take the screw off here. So this is the driver's side door. Before I take the door off, so I'm going to pick the door up and pull it to the left. And as you can see, this screw, this stud is what's in here. That's how the door is able to go in. So then when you put it back in, you'll just line up the stud here and the one down there when you put the door back on. Just make sure I'm using something to hold the door. I'm just gonna pick it up and push it to the left. That's it. Okay, now put it down on here. Put it on there. I just pulled it off, and it's glad I had this card under here to hold up this door. Otherwise, it would have fallen and hurt me. So it's good to have a partner when you're pulling off a door. And now that it's off, I can show you. This is the hinge mechanism, and there's a screw up here and here, and then I had to use a 13mm ratchet to get this off here, 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 and here. Just 4 screws. Not hard, but the hardest part was actually pulling the wire off. Now, some of the other Chrysler 300 or Dodge Magnum doors might have this kind of mechanism instead of the other one. This is much easier to get off. as when you're taking it off, you literally are using a T50 Torx bit, and there's a T50 Torque header. You'll just use that to unscrew it. One bolt there, one down here, and then you just pick up the door and pull it out. It's actually much easier, this mechanism. And the other nice thing is this mechanism, having this mechanism means you won't hear like a clunking sound on your, with that spring on the bottom right there. But anyway, this is much easier to get off. Hopefully your vehicle has this and not the other one. Now, if you're going to replace these hinges as well, what I would strongly recommend doing is once you take the door off, grab a pen or a big marker and just make a line of this hinge all the way around for both of them. That way you'll line up, when you put the new hinges on, you'll be able to line up the door with it, and that way the door will close perfectly. To remove the hinge from your car, you'll use a 13mm deep socket and a breaker bar or a ratchet just to break this loose. There we go. To make this process easier, probably should just use an extension piece. Then you can get in on there. Do that for the top. And the other one, right in there. So you have to get that one as well with a short 13mm socket. Alright. You can use a deep drive for this one. There we go. Be tricky depending on the angle, but you just gotta keep going. Not much space to get the hinge out, but just keep going and you'll be able to get it out. Okay, there we go. That's the other hinge. So the studs are gonna go, the top one goes here, and the other one goes down there on the bottom. And now line up the door with the hinges. Keep pushing it to the right. Yep. Okay, wait. Hold it there for a second, just so I can get the screw in. Okay. One screw. It's the bottom one out. Grab the long screw and just screw it in for a little bit. The other one. This one. Kind of wiggle the top. Okay, good. Once you have the screws on, you're gonna put your connector and put it back in. Okay, once you connect it and you verify that your door works, just go ahead and push this back in. Torque all the bolts to 21 foot-pounds. Okay. Taking the door off was not hard at all, and this should only take less than 45 minutes to do. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If so, please think of subscribing, or please give back and try to make some videos that you think might help others. Thank you.